This podcast is brought to you by Body Armor. Drink BodyArmor.com. Get your edge.
Introducing Body Armor Edge, sports hydration with the boost of caffeine.
Here comes John Morant, dribbles up into some full court pressure. He's quick, Josh is blowing by the defense, going coast to coast. One man to beat, and it's the big man. John leaps up. Oh, and hammers.
With 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, there's no better way for John Morant to get his edge. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge.
You're listening to EPPN's Today with DW.
I'm here. And you're using my ringtone.
And we're live right now. You're ruining the intro. Welcome, everybody. I sent you a message. You weren't coming on, so I had to start live without you. Welcome to the Friday night. Welcome to the Friday night edition of Today with DW. Lewis, way to go to ruin the intro. Christ. Anyway.
Well, first of all, I thought it was my phone going off because that's my ringtone. I was like, who the hell's calling me? And
it's not just yours now. Be careful what you say now.
It's my ringtone.
Yeah, well,
Timmy! I don't even.
What's going on, Lewis?
Nothing. What's happening? Dude, I got some finds for the flea market this week.
Okay.
Whoa.
We're gonna get to it. Did you watch the Zynder Cut yet?
It did. I made a promise not to watch it, but I know there's.
I made talking about it tonight.
I made a promise to my kid I will not watch it until he's ready to watch it. But I will tell you this. I guess
you're gonna get a lot of spoilers because we're talking about it tonight.
No. Wait. I'll tell you what. There's probably things out there that nobody knows about. Like, let's say,
Hold
Mr.
on. We'll get to it.
Everyone is focusing on one surprise character. There's more than one character. There's another one in there. Mr. Ryan Cho, the Atom is in there. And my God.
Relax.
Right.
We'll get to it.
I can't. I can't.
Relax. Oh, why are you all riled up on Friday night?
Gardner Fox. Big shout out to Gardner Fox in it as well. Who's Gardner Fox? Read a comic, you'll find out.
Stop.
I'm rowdy
on it.
Stop. I'm not picking on it.
You are. You're calling the general public fair weather fans. Now take it down. This is not the Angry Geeks. All right.
But Jamie yells at me there. Jamie yells at me. So.
Nice background. Anyway, well, you get yelled at twice a week then.
I know.
Anyway, it is Friday. Hopefully you guys made it through the week, everyone. We're going to change the format up a little bit just because one of our sponsors has a good event going on tomorrow, and we'll get into that. We're also going to do a Hasbro Minute. We're going to be talking about them changing their Monopoly cards to kind of make it current. Also, they just announced brand new Black Series Wave for Star Wars action figures. Some great iconic ones. First of many.
I am not an entitlist unless you're talking about DW.
Who's an entitlist?
I don't know. Dwayne just said sounds like someone sounds an elitist. Sorry. Font's little.
Yes, Dwayne, he is. Yes, Dwayne, he is an elitist. He does call the general public fair weather fans, which is not true because they do make, well, before COVID, they are the ones that spent most of the money, not us. So let's put it that way. Unless we're buying merch. Now, merch is a different thing. Lewis and I buy merch. So,
well, it depends on who you know, too. You get free shit.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
I almost said a bad word. Oh, we get free shit. No.
yes, we get free shit. And hopefully next couple of weeks, I'll be getting a few packages for some free stuff from Hasbro. So I'll be hopefully I'll be out doing an unboxing for them. But yeah, so before we get into the show, Lewis, we've been doing this for almost a year, not quite a year, probably 8 or 9 months with you coming on. Obviously, you didn't come on right in the beginning because we didn't know what we were doing. But I want to try to inform our listeners and our watchers here that have been watching our pop culture editions or any of the Today with DW editions, kind of give them a really brief, I guess, a brief origin story of the Angry Geeks. I know I was brought in as a temp member, as a backup for a while, but give them a real brief version of how long the Angry Geeks have been going, and why did you start the Angry Geeks?
The Angry Geeks started in IHOP of all places. It started off with a bunch of us. First of all, Fairweather fans, that term started because we used to go to movie premieres. We used to go to the premieres. We had a whole crew that worked at one time. It was Showcase Cinemas and went to Rave Cinemas, and then it became Cinemark, and then yada, 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 rackle. Right. My good friend was the GM, and all of the managers were there. Started off where movies we would get the code to watch the movie, and we would see a movie weeks before they came out into the theater. So, for example, Man of Steel. Okay, Man of Steel was released on June 12th. We saw it May 23rd. And when we did, a lot of the Fairweather fans would be in the theater with us. And before we went to the theater, they had the normal staff would be at the theater working, but we would all go to IHOP, and Ali Montgomery was there with us. He, started the Angry Geeks with me. We would go to IHOP and we would all eat food, of course, and argue. Oh, Marvel, DC, Independence. Yeah, you rock on this. Just have fun. And I would sit there and go, you SOBs ain't never read a comic book in your life. How can you even say what you're saying? And Ali will start laughing because Ali's an artist, and
see now, Lewis, you're becoming a fanboy. Instead of being upset with them, you should inform them instead of saying, "Why not read a comic book?"
Wait, time out. Let me talk.
You're being a fanboy. You're being a fanboy.
No, let me explain, Lucy. So, Man of Steel comes out, and we're sitting in the theater, and I'm like, "Whoa!" We all know how I feel about the S. And when Superman cracks Zod's neck, there's a little boy, Joe, up in the thing, sit a couple rows back. He goes, "That's not right. Superman doesn't kill no one." I said, "Wrong." I just yelled it out in the theater. Everyone starts laughing. And I said, "Let me educate you, son." And I just went off. Started naming off the Kryptonian dragon that Superman killed. Started naming off different characters that Superman did kill. Talked about Doomsday. I explained everything. Ali looked at me and said, "Dude, that was funny." And I'm like, you know what? I got an idea. Let's do something. It started off as a joke. We made it for all our friends. And then I got a call from a comic book convention. "Hey, I saw this thing on social media. Can you do this in front of a live crowd?" I'm like, I think. Ali and I parted ways. I brought in another cat. That's when it started. And then comic book convention after comic book convention is like, "Can you guys do this, do your shtick in front of fans?" Sure. And then next thing I know, celebrities started watching us, and the celebrities were like, "Hey, can we get involved?" So when we do a celebrity interview, it's like nothing you've never seen before. It's not, we don't interview the guy. We sit down and we have a conversation with them. We're not asking them questions. You know how we do things.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say, there are panels that I'm different than you, but our panels are different than both. Our styles are different, but they're totally different than anybody else's. It's not an interview. It's a conversation amongst two people, and there happens to be 100 people sitting in the room kind of thing.
Exactly. And then next thing you know, we have this following, and I'm like just baffled by it. What the heck? Over the years, when I was with this one other gentleman who name shall not be named. We'll call him Voldemort. How about that? Voldemort and I were traveling. I mean, from Jersey to friggin' Vermont, and we meet this girl, Wonder Woman. She and I become friends. And it's like, oh, I got more Wonder Woman stuff than you. And I don't know how it all happened, but I was like, no, I got more Wonder Woman stuff than you. I got more Barbies than you. This is me to her. And then we start becoming friends, and she gets invited on the show. The three of us, Voldemort, Wonder Woman, and I, gel perfectly. Boom. My wife is like, you guys used to have cosplay correspondent. Every year we changed our cosplay correspondent. We always had a different cosplay. Just keep ahead of the game. And I said to Voldemort, I'm like, she like really fit. She got in with our humor. The part of my language, I'm going to say a very bad word here, Dwayne. Very bad word. Dick. She got in with the dick and fart jokes. And she comes up with the best of them, believe me. So she was over at the Geek Lair not once but twice. We had a live show. A convention invited us. And the people in the audience, there was a couple people, and Jamie will tell you, they said, hey, she should be up there with you guys. Okay. So I said, hey, how about you do the cosplay thing for a little bit for us? And then it became an on-stage, on-camera personality, not just that. And then there was issues with Baltimore that we won't get into. Then Jamie just took over, and next thing you know, it's her and I, and we're getting invited all over the place. We did things backwards, though. Right. Yeah, you popped in for a little while, but we did things backwards, which was odd. We started as very YouTube, and we kind of broke away from YouTube. Start off on YouTube, ended up on public access TV. And then that's where you adopted us. Fanboys Inc. adopted us. You guys, Fanboys Inc. found us from public access TV and our con appearances. The next thing I know, we're a podcast plus on public access TV. So it's like we're all, I don't know. I can't even explain it. It's just bizarre. All I know is I'm grateful. I'm grateful for ARE.
Oh, definitely. You guys, and we'll talk about ARE later. Okay. You guys started maybe a little bit after me or a little bit before me. I started in 2012, I think.
We started in 2000. Let's see. I want to say 2007. Yeah, maybe 20. I don't know.
I think it was a matter of months because Joe St. Pierre is the one that introduced me to about you guys. So you had gone for a while, but we didn't start the network until I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year after we got going. So you had already been going on almost a year. So were we. That's when we brought you on to Fanboys Inc., the original network.
It just happened overnight, and it was just because like the Geek Lair started when Rose and I bought the house. I mean, well, every apartment. Ever since I was a kid, I had my own Geek Lair. My bedroom had my comics on the wall, had my collectibles, had everything. And then when I got my own apartment, when I was raising my kid, it was just like my bathroom. Believe it or not, now people gonna freak out. No. I had a 2-story bathroom. I had a 2-story apartment. Had a full bath and half bath in this one apartment that I had. One bathroom downstairs, the half bath was all Batman. The full bath was all Spider-Man. Believe it or not, the full bath was all Spider-Man. And the house was just like, my room was all, had wrestling. My bedroom had wrestling stuff and had comic book stuff. And the living room had comic book stuff and movie stuff. The kitchen, believe it or not, my kitchen at this one apartment was all Harry Potter. So this is all my life. Even growing up, it was all comic books, martial arts, and wrestling. So I am like so grateful by all this crap and all these everyone just like I don't know. I'm just like super happy, super grateful. I can't be more blessed that I get to be the idiot that I am, hang around with you every week, hang around with Jamie every Monday night. And then, of course, now I'm on another show. I'm a wrestling show with Jack Purcell from DC Comics, which just like blows my mind. That's his show. It's his gig, but I'm on there with him. I'm just grateful. I don't know what to say. And then to be adopted by ARE, Alternate Reality Entertainment, which is the great production company that puts on shows like Rhode Island Comic Con, Colorado Springs Comic Con, Terracon, Con at Sea, Empire State Comic Con, Epic Comic Con.
We're part of that family as well. That's something that I'm honored as well. I mean, Eric Yako and Steve Perry and the guys are just amazing.
Yeah, when they came up to me and they said, "We want you guys to be exclusive," and that's part of the thing. What happened with Baltimore? I was like, but they were like, "You need to roll him in." I'm like, "Yeah, good luck with that."
Yeah, right. Or roll him out.
I was just like blown away, and they were like, "And we love how you handle the celebrities. Does we have the agents have nothing nice to say about you guys?"
You mean they have everything but nice to say? Don't say nothing nice. Everything nice.
It's like our crew likes working with you guys, the red shirts, because I pick on the red shirts. When I'm on stage, I don't want anyone to yell at me if I have to give the 2-minute warning that the panel's going to end. I blame it on anybody but me. I'll blame it on the red shirts. I'll blame it on the agents. I'll blame it on anyone but me, because I'm not getting shot when I walk off the stage.
So for everybody to understand what a red shirt is, it's usually red, yellow, blue, depending on the con that you're at. Those are the volunteers and the staff members that help out with the cons. So they regulate the cons, the panels. We both have been known to kind of stretch our panel time just a tad, but they are really generous with us. They will count us down. Usually if it's a 5-minute, we know I can probably stretch to 7. And then when I get the one finger, and we're not talking the middle finger, I'm like, oh boy, we really got to go now. Yeah, we really got to go. If we get the one finger, we're already 4 minutes past due. So
we were when Baltimore was with us. It was just he and I. We were doing all the panels for this one con in New Hampshire, and the celebs loved us. They were having a blast. Plus, we had the Angry Geek Show live. We were doing the celeb panels, 2 artist panels, and we were getting annoyed because the red shirts would come up and do this, and the fans were getting annoyed. The celebrities, they didn't want it to end, so Baltimore stole the papers, the handles that said 5 minutes. They couldn't find them. He had them.
Well, that's funny and all and good, but there's other panels to go on to. But yes, I understand what you're saying.
But the thing is, the other panels, we ran them. It was us.
I understand.
So we were like, wow. And I didn't know he did that until later on. He goes, no, I got it covered. I took care of it. Don't worry about time. I got it covered. I'm like,
for people aren't aware too, the panels we're talking about are celebrity panels. Every con, just about every con has a celebrity guest panel, artist panel. We do, I can say we do, because I'll be back with the Angry Geeks doing their live show as well. Once cons start up, we do a live show with a celebrity guest. It's a Q&A. Everything's on the bigger cons. Everything has to be timed pretty tight because they're packing in a lot of panels. We don't always run every panel. It seems to grow and grow every year, but we have to abide by that. But at the same time, it's like there's usually a 10 to 15 minute delay or break in between panels. So I know for myself, if somebody went over, and I only need 5 minutes. So if you want to go over the 10, I'm prepared. It's so's Lewis. So I don't have a problem with that, especially this is for the fans. But again, it could be annoying. And like I said, there's a lot of panels being packed. Like in New York City, there's no way in hell we could ever go past that.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way in hell. And with ARE, they are pretty good with us. And as Lewis said, the staff knows us, and they'll give us our 5 minute, but it's really, you got 8. And then when you get the finger, you gotta go, kind of thing. And it's, I think, and that's great, Lewis, because we both started about the same time. You went into a different direction than I did. And then I brought you into our direction as far as audio is concerned and what we were doing. But I think at the end of the day, and now obviously Fanboys Inc. isn't around anymore, but and obviously there's no cons this past year. There might not be any cons this going year. We already heard some cancellations already. The one thing that you and I think we've always agreed on, and some of our other panelists and Jamie as well, and some of our friends, other moderators I don't feel the same way. We're there for the fans, and if it's a good time, then we're gonna have it, and that's what it's all about. And we just try to keep going with that and making sure. So if it goes over a few minutes, it goes over a few minutes, as long as we keep the fans happy and whatnot. So it looks like Lewis is buffering on his end. So I'm not really sure why he is buffering and he's just sitting there. But anyway, very interesting start. Looks like Lewis and I kind of started in a similar fashion as far as Fanboys Inc. If you haven't listened to any of the past shows or Fanboys Inc., I don't know why Lewis is still buffering here. If you're listening to the audio version of this, so it just means that Lewis is kind of just not there. There he goes. I think he's going to reboot. But when we started Fanboys Inc., it was similar. You know, it was kind of like a bunch of us friends having some drinks at a bar talking about comic books, you know, adult nerds. And literally I just said, you know what, let's do a podcast, you know, and Kevin Smith, you know, really influenced me and whatnot. So we did Fanboys Inc., which was all pop culture. But it's, you know, it's very interesting to see how our paths have started separately, but have crossed back over. So that's really interesting to hear that. I've never heard the true origins of the Angry Geeks. Check them out on the network as well. They are out randomly throughout the week. We try to have a schedule, but because of COVID and everything, we get the recordings when we get them. You can also check them out at angrygeeks.com. They have an Instagram, Facebook, and website as well. Like I said, you can always check them out here. Lewis might be having issues. So what do we do now? Well, we just keep the show rolling. Like I said, the format's going to be a little bit different than usual. Usually Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I do the More You Know segment. And usually in the Pop Culture Edition, I don't do that segment. But because one of our sponsors has a great event tomorrow, I figured, you know what? We're going to do it because I have a fun little Star Wars trivia fact kind of thing for you in today's The More You Know. So let's get right into it, and we can see if Lewis will pop back with us. And Lewis is back, and we're gonna go right in.
That was weird.
I know.
No, everything went black. Even the lights went out.
I just kept going. Yeah. I just kept going.
Now look at them, a different color now. It's so weird. Yes, that is weird. We're having strong winds here in Western Mass.
Well, if we lose you, we lose you. Be safe in the lair. But just briefly, because we're going to get into a segment that you have never heard before. We do it on the other shows. But I was just telling the fans, you and I started very similar stories where, you know, our friends, pretty much we started the same way. A bunch of friends drinking at the bar, talking about comics and movies. And then I was like, you ever heard of Kevin Smith? He does this podcast thing. You want to do it? They're like, what's a podcast? I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. A week later, I got all the gear and said, let's podcast. You know, so that's pretty much exactly how it was. And like I said, when you blipped out, I said, you and I we're here for the fans. And I think a lot of other moderators aren't there. I think a lot of other moderators are like there for the glory. And listen, nobody's there to watch you. Nobody's there to watch the moderator. They're there to watch Rooker. They're there to watch, you know, Chen or whoever it may be. It's funny. We do have followings. Lewis has a following and I do, but these other moderators are just whatever. I'm not. I don't want to trash anybody.
You during one of your celebrity panels, if I'm not mistaken, they interrupted the celebrity panel to ask you what was going to happen during the live Angry Geek show.
Yeah. Actually, that was Robert Patrick to T1000 because Robert really took over.
Didn't he ask you what the hell's an Angry Geek or something like that? Because he didn't know us.
No, because he pretty much. I asked him, I go, do you want to sit or stand? And that's what I asked him in the beginning, because I always like to ask my guests. I like to stand because I like to move around a little bit instead of sitting behind the table. And he's like, I'm standing. I'm like, okay. So I get out there. I'm standing. And then I say jokingly, we're going to be standing. He comes out and pretty much I could have just put the mic down and walked away. Usually for me, I have two questions. Other than that, I roll it off like I do a podcast. It's organic and throw it into a Q&A. So he barreled right into it. And after a while, they're like, why doesn't anybody have any questions for DW? And I'm like, what? Which was kind of funny, which was cool. And then that one fan comes up and goes, so what's going to happen on the live Angry Geek show? And I'm like, and then Robert's like, well, who are the Angry Geeks? I'm like, well, let me tell you something. So let's get into today's show. We're going to do a segment that I do on the other shows called The More You Know. And we don't ever do that on the Pop Culture Edition, but because I have a little fun Star Wars fact today, I figured I would, as well as our sponsor for the More You Know is the Shirt Factory. And because they have a great event going on tomorrow and we were featuring some of the vendors that are going to be there, I figured I would take the time to feature them again. So it is the 2021 Winter Meltdown Spicy Food Day, Saturday, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Now, admission is free. There will be social distancing, but and you have to wear your mask unless you're eating. The shops will be open there, but there's going to be some amazing vendors there, some amazing food trucks outside and inside. Now that's grown quite a bit. We're going to have some good weather here, but they were only going to be inside. But I just got this list of who's going to be there. Now not everything's going to be spicy. So if you're concerned about all the food's going to be spicy, don't worry. Come on down to the Shirt Factory in Glens Falls, New York. So we're going to go through the outside vendors and then the inside vendors. This is like, now, Lewis, Eric, and I think you and Eric would have a good time if you guys come up here. So here we go. We got we have the Open Door food truck, which is the meat. They're serving meatball Fra Diavolo and shrimp de Willy. We have Pies on Wheels, which is offering fired pizza and wings. Mean Max is offering their awesome craft beers. Pharmacy is going to be doing pig face nachos and habanero ice cream. I don't know about the habanero ice cream. Mr. Potato, hot dogs, poppers, fries, and chili. Vishanti's Kitchen Delights are offering some Caribbean food dishes. Salavian European Cafe, pierogies. I'm there for that. Stuffed cabbage. Hungry Traveler is going to be doing their awesome gourmet burgers and fries. Adirondack Oleke's fresh hot mini donuts. Ooh, there's my dessert. Mac Factor is coming back with their gourmet mac and cheese. And Bueno Camada is going to be offering tacos. Now, these are all outside. You can go over to the Shirt Factory's Facebook page. There will be maps and everything and all the information there. So this will be what's inside. We have Worlding Pleasures, cheese spreads and cheesecake. Well, now I'm tied between the cheesecake and donuts.
You have me at World of Pleasures, but
yeah, that might be something that's different though. Floral Design or Divine will be doing a flower pop-up shop. So you know what? Mom's coming. Mom's Day's coming. They have some fake flowers or some nice little designs and prizes, presents. You should get mom something nice. Abbas Acres of fudge syrups, peanut butter brittle. Muddy Trails jerky, beef jerky rubs, dips, and spices. Glens Falls Distilling will be doing their distilled spirits. TC sauces, marinated sauces. Ooh, here's my favorite, Farmer Teas, gourmet pickles, pickled garlic, berry sauces, and awesome other things. Their pickles, I'm a fan favorite. I have a couple jars already in the refrigerator today. Some awesome garlic pickles. Grandma Apple's cheesecakes. They're going to be offering their cheesecakes. And lastly, Palatable Pepper Products. Say that 5 times fast. Palatable Pepper Products. Sauces and jellies, spices. So that's all going to be happening tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And again, I have to thank the Shirt Factory for being an awesome sponsor pretty much from day one here. And you can visit them also at the shirtfactorygf.com for more information and if you need to contact them. So let's get into this little tidbit. Lewis, now, I don't know if you know this, Lewis. You are a Star Wars guy. You are a pop culture guy. But did you know where George Lucas was inspired or who inspired the creation of Darth Vader? Do I have to give you the Jeopardy music? Here you go.
Nope. No, I'm gonna say that it was a Hoover vacuum. Alex, I'll take Huber vacuum for 4.
You're wrong. All right.
Damn it! I thought I knew it was gonna be Batman, but I guess I was wrong.
So a real life bloodthirsty samurai is who inspired Darth Vader. It is well known that George Lucas.
I knew that.
Yeah. Okay. It is well known
it's Mr. Nakatomi.
It's not Mr. Nakatomi. No,
yes, it is. Trust me, I know. It is.
It is. It
is. From the Nakatomi Plaza. What?
Okay. Shush for a minute.
Okay.
It is well known that George Lucas drew inspiration from Star Wars from the samurai culture or feudal Japan, which we can kind of see that obviously with the Jedi, the sword fighting, obviously more so in the newer versions instead of the original 3. I think that was the biggest difference between the first 3 and then the prequels was that the fighting style, I mean, these were supposed to be before Star Wars A New Hope, but they were fighting a lot better than what we saw Luke do, but still, he's definitely influenced. But it turns out he had a specific historical figure in mind for the basis of Darth Vader. The most famous villain in cinema history shares a lot in common with the most iconic and fiercest warlords of Japanese history, Date Musamon. Now I'm going to Musamon? Yeah, Date Musamon. Date Musamon was inspirational for what, Lewis?
Nothing.
Yes, Lewis.
Nakatomi.
It's not
nothing.
Nakatomi. Day was inspirational for the creation of Darth Vader through not only his distinguishable black armor, but he also his life story and complicated reputation as being both charitable and vengeful. Now, if you look at the armor and it's all over the internet, it really is. It's not like Darth Vader where it's facing him, but the shields are on the sides, on top. He's got the like horns, but he wore all black armor. He was the only one that really only wore black armor. Date rose through the ranks of feudal Japan to become one of the most powerful warlords in the country, much like the rise of Vader, obviously. Date Messiah's almost mythic life also provides several parallels to the infamous Star Wars villain. Date was born in 1576, the eldest son of a feudal lord over the Takanawa region of Japan. Date lost vision in his right eye as a child after contracting smallpox, similar to how Anakin lost many of his limbs and bodily facilities in the Battle of Mustafar. Date was abandoned by his mother because of his vision impairment, making him a less suitable heir to the family throne. Anakin also grew up with only one parent, although it was his mother who stayed to raise him. Now, this is pretty cool. I thought this was pretty cool. Obviously, the lightsaber, the Jedis, the Sith are like the ninjas. The Jedi are like, what do I want to say? Samurai warriors. Usually they're the noble warriors. So it is really cool to see that. And you can get more information on that. But I thought that would be kind of a neat little tidbit to start the show with it. Because I don't think most people knew that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that is today's The More You Know.
Look at that.
Look at that. Don't you feel a little smarter?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what do we want to do, Lewis? Do we want to get now we will talk Snyder. I really wanted to talk Snyder in depth with you, but you already kind of know what's going on anyway. Most of the stuff that you're going to see is superficial. So we'll talk about the regular Justice League movie without much of the Snyder, because there are some, even without the added bonuses scenes and the nightmare scenes and all that, we can still talk a little bit about what people are hating it. It's funny. It's got the uncut, or the Snyder cut, got a 75% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wait. People are hating the Snyder cut?
Will you let me finish?
Okay, because on my Facebook feed, all these people are saying it's a masterpiece.
On mine, they're not. That's the funny thing. Most people are saying this sucks. It's 4 hours long, really. And I go, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It didn't stink.
That's just because people are stupid.
Well, be nice now. Some people are.
That is being nice. I could say they're asinine.
You can't say that. Everybody has an opinion, and some of these people are in the industry. So you got to be careful what you say now. Be nice. But Rotten Tomatoes did give it a 75%, where the original only got 25%. So that to see that is, and at the same time, critics can, whatever, they can shove it most of the time. I will tell you, it was 4 hours. It did for me personally, and I have some good friends that say otherwise. And we've been talking and discussing it, not arguments, discussing it. For me, it didn't feel like 4 hours. The first 2 hours kind of went really smooth. The last two went really quick. Like any movie, there are slow parts. It's going to happen. Yeah, there's going to be some exaggerations to some situations. I'm still not going to give it a DW score, because I've had people ask me, how many DWs do you give it? Because I usually do that for TV shows or movies or whatnot. I'm going to wait another day and try to watch it again before I give my full score on that. But there's a few things.
Let's put it.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to. I want to say, did any of the Lord of the Rings, except for The Hobbit, any of the Hobbit films, seem like they were 3 hours? No. Did any of the Harry Potters, the first two, seem like they were over 3 hours? No.
I can't agree with you on the Hobbits. I can't. Those did seem a little long for me. But again, I'm not a big fan of those types of movies. I'm not a big fan of, I mean, I love the books, but I'm not a big fan of those. So it did kind of draw out for me a little bit. But again, I think it's a matter of opinion. As my friend, a good friend of mine says, there's opinions. There's opinions, and then there's facts. Or people have opinions and people have facts. Well, guess what? The fact is, it got a 75.
Simple.
So, but I wanted to hit you a few key points. Because you are the DC guy. I was originally Marvel. Now I'm DC for last, I don't know, 8-9 years. But you were originally more DC. Some of the things that I found that kind of bothered me. One, these aren't spoilers. Now, if you watch the regular original Justice League movie, these are not going to be spoilers for you. Minor things. This one's really minor, but I caught me right off guard, right off the bat, Lewis, is when Clark comes back to life and he's standing where
everybody called him Clark.
Yeah. What the fuck? You think cops don't have ears?
I know.
That really kind of bothered me, but I got what they were going for, because you can't call him Superman without connecting to his heart. I got that, but goddamn. And Why does everybody know everybody's secret identity is? Everybody knows who Bruce Wayne is. Everybody knows who Wonder Woman is. The only person that nobody knows Barry Allen, but everybody knows everybody else. How does Bruce walk around without? It's like, what the hell?
Okay, now, think about it. In Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi trilogy, he took off his mask in front of half of New York.
Yeah, but he did that on his own.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I get what you're saying there. Clark. And they had the two cops in the back. Yeah, that was fine. Yeah, Rocco, yada, yada, yada. That was pretty. Yeah.
I got what they're going for. I'm not going to argue. I got what they're going for because, again, you can't say Superman without connecting to his heart, and Lois Lane's there. She's going to say Clark. Now, you could get really geeky and going, they were whispering it, and he has super hearing. Now, you might be able to get away with that. But I doubt that. That's a stretch. But
I doubt they were whispering it. And I'm pretty sure if they did keep a little bit of it in there, at least one person called him Cal.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not that anybody knew that. And Wonder Woman does call him Cal. I mean, I keep that in there.
All right. Let's. I want to address the elephant in the room. Okay.
Okay. Which one is that?
Everyone is talking about the super secret superhero that showed up. Okay, now are we doing spoilers here? Because I already know. Because there's two of them. I wanted to. I'm not talking about the Lantern either. There is another one.
I know that's not a super secret because that was already blown before the movie came out. Everybody saw it.
No, I'm not talking about Martian Manhunter either. There's another one right there. I know. Who? Tell me who.
Stop. Who? We're not going to spoil it. I wanted to, but you haven't watched it all. Stop. We can do it next week.
It doesn't matter. You can spoil it. It doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter because I don't want
to spoil it for the fans. Let's wait.
I'll give you initials. Because I already did. I already put it on my Facebook page. How about that? Everyone's saying all this stuff. Oh, Martian Manhunter. Oh, the Green Lantern in there. But what about RC? RC there. Nobody said a word about RC. And RC, I guess, has a lot of screen time, and no one said nothing about RC. Yeah, why? Because the fair weather fans don't even know who RC is.
Lewis, for general audience. Now stop it calling them fair weather fans. You can call them fair weather fans on your show. You can call fair weather fans on your show.
I promise. I promise I'll do it.
So the one other thing that kind of bothered me, because I'm a Flash fan, and I'm a Grant Gustin fan, obviously. There's two things.
Why he run like that?
I was just gonna say, nobody runs.
And he looked like Joe St. Pierre. He looked like Joe St. Pierre with a mask. He run.
Nobody runs like that. Nobody runs fast like that. He's like a gazelle or something. Nobody does that. So that's what kind of bothered me. But the other thing that
you said he runs like a gazelle.
He does. He's like ballet dancing or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But the lore, which is funny because the CW, obviously it's different universes. They've already announced that it's part of the multiverse kind of thing, whatever. That Barry's suit in the CW. Now, this is not spoilers. This is something in the comics. This is lore. This is whatever. In the comics, Barry's suit wears a suit to protect his identity. Now, in the comics, he also had it come out of his ring, which I thought was really cool, which they adapted 2 seasons ago. It's not necessarily to protect him. The issue that I have with the big screen Flash is it's armor. And they did not describe the Speed Force properly. The armor, he doesn't need armor. And why it's contradicting is there's a scene where he saves somebody. He starts running and only his shoes like disintegrate off where the rest of his clothes stay on. So his body is protected by the Speed Force. When he's running, there's an automatic aura around him. And that's what protects him. Now, him having armor and how could you run so fluid with that armor? And it doesn't even look like it's, what do I want to say? Aerodynamic. There's cutting pieces. There's all this out. That was really disappointing in me. And Zack Snyder had said,
maybe that's the way he runs that funny like this.
Maybe,
because the shit's flying all off and it doesn't work.
Grant Gustin definitely knows how to run. His looks a little corny, but I think going at super speed or speed of light, you're going to look corny anyway too. So he does everybody looks corny running that fast. I don't care. But Grant's much better. You know, Grant's much better. But so to give everybody a background, this is again not the spoiler. Speed Force is a force of nature. It's what Barry draws his power.
It surrounds us. It binds us. It gives the Jedi. Oh, wrong person.
Yeah. It's not midichlorians. It protects him. He draws from that. So technically, the more he controls it, the faster he can go. Now he can travel through time, which seems to be an issue with the Flashes because they really screw things up. But he can draw as much as his body can handle from the Speed Force, or sometimes as much as the Speed Force allows to give him, because it's an entity. It's like a universe. It's omnipotent, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It can speak. It's aware. It's sentient. So, and what bothered me the most about this, and not really even realize it until I watched this movie and not the original Justice League, and reading some articles, Zack Snyder, like his reasoning for the black costume. Now we all know about the black costume, why he wanted to use it. And his referencing was horrible. And I love Zack Snyder's movies, but the referencing for why he did it was totally way off base for when it was originally.
He just did it because it looked cool. He did it because it looked cool.
No, it wasn't because of that. But he said because the black costume, which is somewhat true, represents the history of Superman, because back in the day they wore black suits, which they did in some of the variations. But that black costume, one, never had a cape in the comics, and two, it was there to absorb solar energy quicker. It wasn't anything to do with his heritage. And
think about it. Now, again, I know, because I am Louis Perry of the Angry Geeks. Now I'm going to, okay. Now did he or did he not, from what I gather, and because I know, and knowing is half the battle, as he put on the black suit, he flies up to the sun.
Yes, I know.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
I get that, but still.
I'm connected. I know things.
You're not connected. Anybody who read the comics understands why you went to the sun. Duh.
No, I'm talking about the Snyder Cut movie.
Oh, well, the thing is, Snyder did not use any of that in his explanation. You go, it's their heritage through Krypton. No, it's not. That's not why they did it.
He doesn't fly up in the black suit and go in front of the sun and go like this? He doesn't do that?
You're missing the point. Snyder does not say that's why he wore the suit. He's saying it was because of his heritage. He did not. And he says it because it's the comic books. Comic books never said that suit was part of his heritage. It was used to collect solar energy. Yes, he did go up into the sun, but when Snyder made the explanations for it, it was like, no, that was never said in the comics. That was never mentioned everywhere in the comics. It sounds like I'm trashing it, but I'm not. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I won't give my score yet. And like any 4-hour movie, any 3-hour movie, there's going to be lulls. There's going to be slow points. And we'll get into it more next week, because this movie was redone and reshot. But after the Joss Whedon cut, I believe Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers wanted Zack to stay on a lot longer. And there was plans being made for other movies. Now that you watch this movie, now it doesn't fit in canon, because things have moved off into a different direction, and other people are saying, well, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. You'll understand it when you see the cut, Lewis.
Well,
and that's what people are complaining about, going, but wait a minute. This was written way before any of the situations had changed. And then when Josh came in, rewrote everything, and then they changed the way the DCU is going to change. So you can't blame Zack for that.
No, you can't. So let's look at it this way. Again, I know things. Does Barry Allen address the rule that should not be broken?
Yes.
Flashpoint movie's coming up.
Yeah,
that rule is going to be broken. Reset point. Here you go. Going to reset everything. Does he address in now, because I know things?
Yeah, I know things too.
In the Snyder Cut, is the rule broken? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to in Flashpoint, he will break that rule again, reset everything back, and then we're going to have a brand new
DCU. Yeah, it's going to be the new 52. Their version of the new 52. But yes, But I'm not talking about that point. I'm talking about some of the other things with the Ben Affleck Batman, with what they were going to do with Superman, what they were going to do. All that has changed. But he wrote this. This was his baby. So don't give him crap because Warner Brothers decided to change the routine. They just gave him $20 million to give you 2 more hours of this movie. So don't give him crap. And I've talked to some industry professionals, and I'm not going to name names, and they're like, no, the movie's crap. They don't treat the characters properly. And I'm like, listen, I go, again, we can go toe to toe with this all day long. We're never going to get the true comic book movie that we want because we're comic book readers. There's no question about it. I'm on the general populace side because they don't know it. If you were a general public person, or I'm never going to say it, I'm not going to say the fair weather fan. Well, I just said it. If you're not aware, but you only know the movie universe, it was a good depiction. I think they did well with the characters. And they're the ones that are the breadwinners, the moneymakers. And I get it. And Lewis and I don't agree on a lot of things. We do, but there's a few things we don't. But there's one thing we do agree on: suits in any industry. Well, besides maybe the small screen, they destroy every movie and everything. As far as we're concerned, there's too many tests. And we got to be gentle, and we got to do no. I don't see the suits running the comic books. Pull a goddamn Secret Wars. Let's go over to Marvel and just give us a real Secret Wars movie and don't screw it up, kind of thing. But
that would be if they did it. I mean, when they did the Secret, now we're jumping. When they did the Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars, not the ones that came out afterwards. We're going back to the 80s. Yeah. We're doing it the right way, okay?
Yeah,
the original, the best. There you go. When they did that on the Spider-Man cartoon show that was on Fox, there you go. That was
kind of cool.
There was, yeah, but it was very cool, but they only had a handful of X-Men. Now, granted, they couldn't do it. They did a damn good job, of trying to do what they did. But if they do it and they do it the right way, will it be animated? Oh, it'll have to be 2 movies. And
it would have to be.
The one thing I want to see.
That could be the biggest ensemble of characters in any movie.
Oh my God. I don't think
they would have them all. I don't think they would have them all because some wouldn't represent well on screen. I'm sure you're not going to give Big Bertha a shot.
My God. And speaking of Bertha, can we just jump back for one thing? To go back to the Snyder Cut really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was RC, a character by the name of RC, another hero, because we know all about the one hero that makes his appearance. RC is in there, but there's another villain in the movie that also made an on-screen appearance, and I'm not talking about the Joker. I'm not talking about Deathstroke. I'm talking about
don't say
GG was in the movie. Am I yes or no? Does GG show up?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Oh my Jesus, Jesus.
So if you're listening to this, definitely watch it. Last night I talked about it and told some of our fans that they would really enjoy it. The things I'm nitpicking about are kind of just because we're comic book fans, and I wish they would. I don't know. Like I said, the CW and the small screen in DC seems to do it a hell of a lot better than the big screen. Now, I'm not saying that Zack Snyder didn't do a bad job. I think he did a great job. His depiction of what was going on was great. And they gave him $20 million to finish his dream of doing this. Now the rumors are that you will probably never see a Zack Snyder ever do a DC film again. I don't know about that. Let's see what happens with ratings. Let's see what happens with the people. Now, my feed was full of hate, and then Lewis's was full of fun. So I guess I need to change my friends. Or
dude, I got a text message now. I wake up. I got to be at work. I got to open up the shop early in the morning, and I shut my phone. I shut the ringer off, right? And so I got a text message. Let's see. Last night over here, I'm sleeping. 7:34. For my little brother. Justice League was awesome. I got another text message at 7 p.m.
Lewis,
what's that?
You're cutting in and out. Something's going on with your system.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, I've been getting, it's probably the wind.
Okay.
I was getting text messages, and
Nice.
I had to respond to them all this morning. Let's jump back over because I jumped over back to Secret Wars. If they do a Secret Wars movie, there's 2 scenes that I have to make the movie perfect for me. 2 scenes. First scene, issue 3, I have to see the X-Men and Spider-Man, or Spider-Man go one-on-one, mano a mano against the X-Men. I need to have that, okay? The next one I need to have is issue 5. I need to have the Hulk save everyone by holding up that friggin' mountain. I need.
How cool would that be? How cool would that be?
I need to have that. He's big, he's mean, he's angry, and he's holding 1,000 tons or whatever it was. I need to have that. I need to have the Hulk on his knees holding up that mountain to stop everyone from getting crushed. I need to have that in that movie. And the other, and finally, my third scene I need to have is I need to have Cap holding the broken shield and placing it in the machine and smiling, lifting it up and smiling. That's what I need to have.
We're gonna get the black costume. That's probably one of the most iconic things that came out of that series was the black costume.
They have to do that, but they already had the stupid Venom movie that they're saying, "Oh, that's canon." I freaking hate that word. Don't the studio exec say that's canon. The studio exec can as I got 2 words for you. Yeah, no, do it right if you're gonna make something. Do that stupid word. I hate that word.
No, I hear it. Well, we gotta take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna have a little Hasbro minute, and then Flea Market finds. So,
and then I want to go eat dinner because I'm hungry.
All right. Well, everybody, grab your drinks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And there you have it. McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. This isn't just another chicken sandwich. No, it's more than that. It's the crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. It's the juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. It's the tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Introducing McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwiches.
The difference between imagining the future and being the future is what you do to get there. Only you can make it better.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Friday night edition. Today with DW, Pop Culture Edition, with Mr. Lewis Perry from the Angry Geeks.
Yes, I'm here.
We're going to start right off with our special sponsor segment, a little bit of a Hasbro Minute. I had 2 segments, but we're going to do one because this more as a feature here. They're just releasing some new awesome Black Series to what am I here? The Black Series classic Star Wars stories come to Hasbro's Black Series, which is exclusive. Now, right off the bat, we have Luke Skywalker from the Star Wars Heir of the Empire. Now, inspired by the comic book adaptation. Ooh. Yeah, right. Written by Mark Barron and illustrated by Oliver Valentine of Timothy Zahn's seminal novel. This Luke Skywalker depicts the Jedi 5 years after the events of Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. This is an opportunity to have a Black Series Luke action figure in a time period that he hasn't appeared in an action figure before. Now, this looks pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about this one. Now, you're not a big Star Wars collector, are you, Lewis?
No, I got a saber, and I mean, I got that for Christmas. But in the lair, no, I ain't got. Well, I got some stuff in the bedroom.
Right, but that's something different. I want to know about.
No, I'm talking about action figures. I got an Obi-Wan and a Solo.
Sure, they are. They're playing with your Barbies.
No, the Barbies are over here. I got. Let's see. I got Mira. Right. I got a bunch of Wonder Woman. Oh, okay.
Next up, this is the first ever as well. Jackson from Star Wars Adventures. Now, this was created by.
That looks like Bucky O'Hare.
This was created by Roy Thomas and Howard Chaykin from Marvel's 1970s Star Wars comics. The rabbit like Jackson was recently fully adopted in modern continuity thanks to an appearance in the Star Wars Adventures tale by Kevin Scott. A cult favorite for decades, the release of this figure is sure to send fans hopping up and down. No pun intended. His first appearance was in the original comic series issued number 8, 1977. Hey, speculators, grab it because it might go up because it's an action figure. A wisecracking, tough as nails, giant green rabbit what's not to love about that? For many fans, Jackson's the ultimate symbol of that original Marvel run. So another great. I might even pick that up just because it's so odd. I like that.
I might pick it up because it looks like Bucky O'Hare.
Yes. All right. Next up. Now everybody's going to say, oh, well, this can't be a first. This is Darth Maul. Well, actually, this is the first Darth Maul without any shirt. With going topless, pretty much shirtless. This version, Darth Maul, comes from a 2000 comic book series pre-Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, written by Ron Mars, our good friend, Mr. Ron Mars, and penciled by Jan DeRosm. Star Wars Darth Maul offers a glimpse into Maul's Sith training and sees him dispatched to handle a new threat to his master. Feels like a gift anytime we can feature. Yeah, he is Jack. Darth Maul in publishing and have an action figure. Again, I said this is the first creation of him not having any shirt, so that he's shirtless, which I think looks pretty cool.
Calm down there.
Yeah, I know. Oh, what do you mean calm down? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
And last up, I'm liking this one too. Kurt Kanos. Yeah, Kurt Kanos from Star Wars Crimson Empire. Obviously, a loyal servant of the Empire as a member of the Royal Guard, Kurt Samuel was first introduced in 1997 Star Wars Crimson Empire comic miniseries written by Mike Richardson and Rand Stradley with art by Paul Galsey. With the intimidating look based on the classic Imperial Guard from Return of the Jedi, Kanos' outfit features salient details, including a purple cape lining. So, again, this looks pretty cool. And with these figures, too, the cape is fabric. It's not plastic. So I think that's another addition to what they do with the Black Series here. You can pre-order over at HasbroPulse.com. They're not available yet, but you can get their pre-order right now. So that is your Hasbro.
So get them pre-ordered. Get them pre-ordered now before the bots do it. Then if they hit the store shelf and you're lucky, you pay $15 for it, or the scalpers will have them for $45 to $50.
And there you have it. That's the end of the show. That was your flea market tip by Louis Berry. All right, we got to get you some intro music. I'll have to come up with something for you. So every episode, we didn't get to do it last week because we were just running over time and we were really geeking out. But we tried to do a flea market find. Louis tries to go out every weekend. He actually didn't go out last weekend. Did you go out last weekend?
No, I didn't. But
we had
when you're a guy like me, because it gets better. When you're a guy like me, when you're a hunter, you don't have to go to the flea markets because the flea markets come to you.
There's a fine line between a hunter and a hoarder.
Well, no, it's also because people, they just gravitate towards you. So my day job, I'm a general manager of a small aerospace shop. If you guys need any aerospace stuff made out of sheet metal, please give me a call.
You mean you guys make the X-Plane?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. I'm sitting there and I was like, hey, you guys, you collect comics? Yeah, I do. And, well, I have a box of comics and would you be interested? Sure. Bring them on in and let me see what you got.
Well, get to it. Come on. I want to know what you got.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you the 2 gems that were in this collection.
Okay.
The other gems I was so gracious enough to give to my kid. The first gem out of this collection, it was pretty funny. I got a stack of comics. About there was about 60 of them I counted because I gave the guy $1 a piece. That's my limit. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be fair, 60 because I ran over. Originally, I offered 50, and I didn't have any cash on me, so I ran over to the owner of the company. I said, I need a loan right away. And he goes, what do you need? Comics. Just give me some money. And he gave me $60. And the guy was like, well, I said, I got $60 cash right here, $60. And he said, really? I said, yes. He took it, and I took the box, went back to my office. In that box, $60, 60 comics, Carnage, first appearance. Gave it to my kid.
Nice.
Also in that box
What's going on, Al?
Oh, boom. Watch you zoom in on that there.
Oh, I have that. That's a good comic right there. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's a good comic. But now I posted this on my Facebook page. And I said, if I were going to trade this, if I was going to do this, just because I like to do this, I like to tease people to see what they say. But in that was this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second appearance of Harley Quinn, the origin of Harley Quinn, Mad Love, White Pages, first print. As I was going through the box, there were some filler Thor issues. Now, I say this all the time. If you're going to do anything, don't geek out. Don't fanboy out. Don't be anything. Just be calm, cool as a cucumber and just start perusing through and be like, go through. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, don't yell. Oh my God! Do you know what I just found?
Exactly. So then I put the pile on the side. Now there were some other Wolverines in there that I needed for my Wolverine volume 2, because this book right here, believe it or not, the limited series is actually considered volume 1. Volume 2 would be the Buscema run, excuse me.
Yep.
So I needed this issue for filler. But when I came across this little gem, of course I had to get it. And now also in that run, DW, I sent you some photos.
Yeah.
A lot of the first Carnages and Maximum Carnage books were in there. And that's my Flea Market finds, man. I'm going out hunting to actual markets tomorrow with Rose.
Nice.
We're going to see what we can find. So I'll have more definitive. But like I said, things come to me. People will call me on the phone. Hey, you want to look at this collection? It could be toys. It could be comics. I'm just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that this stuff falls in me.
I had a collection last year come to me. It was pretty big, about 200 comics. I didn't end up buying it, but the guy gave me some money to price them. So that's something that we try to do as well. You can contact me through Facebook or Earplug, or actually through me personally on my Facebook page, Today with DW Facebook page, or today with DW at gmail.com. You can contact Lewis, or if you don't have Lewis's contact, if you're not friends or whatever, hit him up over on the Angry Geeks page, or hit me up for friends. I'll shoot a contact over to Lewis. And we can
I'll be more than happy to. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to do even broker comics. I'll sell the comics out. I do have people that are looking for comics as well. If you're looking for a comic, if I'm out in the wild, I will find it.
Lewis is looking for me, actually.
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll find it for you. And believe me, I won't rake you through the coals. If I pay $1 for it, you'll pay a little bit more than $1, but you ain't gonna pay a lot.
You got to pay your time. You got to pay for your time. But we can also do it online. We can also do it online. It's a little harder to do, but if you're out of state or whatever, we will tell you what to look for. You'll open up the pages, be gentle, whatnot. If it's anything you want to sell, we'll show you how to sell it as well. I mean, if you wanted to start your own eBay account or whatever, again, we can do that, or we can put it through Facebook, and through our mutual connections, we could probably sell it for you. Or we may buy it. We may even be like, you know what? I'll take that book
for sure. Or we'll trade you. Maybe you come up with something that you want, that I want, a few things, and say I already have 3 copies of this, and say you want a copy of this. I'll be like, well, you know what? I'll trade you this. Second appearance of Harley Quinn, White Pages, nice crisp corners for whatever you have.
You know what I'm looking
for? Maybe. I'm not saying I am, because I already had some offers and I said no. I'm just giving you an example. What are you looking for?
So what's up, SF?
I already gave you the nuns.
Yeah, you did give me the nuns. Thank you. I'm not asking you to give this to me because it's going to be pretty expensive. I want the first appearance of Hercules.
Oh, I have that.
The very first appearance?
Not here. Yes, I do. Journey to Mystery. I have that. Plus, I got for my
turn your phone on.
Batman's call. Matches Malone. Can I say hi really quick? All right, hold on. Hey, you're live on the air with the Earplug Podcast Network. I can't hear you because I have my headphones on, but I will call you back. Hold on.
Okay, bye.
He said, "Hey, say hi to everybody.
Hey, Matches.
Say hi.
Hey, Matches.
Hey, everybody, I miss you all. I love you all. Be safe, and I'll see you guys soon.
All right, that is Batman himself. All right, we'll talk to you soon, bro.
I'm Batman.
See,
awesome,
only
man.
my life. What did I just say? This shit gravitates toward me. It happens.
So
Melody is here. Hold on, I got.
Hello, baby.
Okay.
All right, Lewis. So now, obviously, do you have a reader copy of that? Because that's got to be a pretty pricey book.
Oh, the Hercules.
Yeah.
Actually, gee, I had that since I was a kid. That's in the archives, dude. Look at Melody. Say hi, Melody. The Hercules, when Thor became from Journey and Mystery to Thor, that one was bought for me for Father's Day at a price.
Gotcha.
But my first appearance of Hercules. Now that's a greeting, hey baby. That I had since I was a kid. So that is up in.
That's definitely not going to be a flea market find. I don't think that's going to be a flea market find. No, hey, you never know. You never know.
You never know.
One of my favorite.
You never know.
One of my favorite characters that they just kind of went. He kind of drifted off to the side, and for a while you didn't know he was gone, and then you're like, "Where the hell happened to Hercules? He's one of the best Avengers. What the hell happened?" And then he's nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Oh well. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I like that character. What else am I looking for? You know what?
I don't know. Send me a list. Send me a list.
Well, I already told you the Alpha Flight I'm looking for. Alpha Flight number 1.
I got to find you a number 1 because right now my Alpha Flight Volume 1, Volume 2 technically, because there was a limited series before the actual run of Alpha Flight. So it's considered Volume 2. I have doubles of almost everything but number 1. I will find you a number 1. I promised you. And when I come across one of those.
Anything you find with Beta Ray, pick it up.
I will, except for the Stormbreaker. I found in issue 1 of Stormbreaker, beautiful corners, sitting in the flea market for 25 cents. I was like, I'll take that one from my.
I have 3 copies of his first appearance in Thor, and one of them signed by Walt Simonson and his wife.
Ooh,
so I was like,
that's golden.
Yeah, it's golden. But all right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the Friday edition of Today with DW with Lewis Perry. I want to thank our sponsors today. I want to thank, obviously, Body Armor. DrinkBodyArmor.com. Visit them for their location nearest you. Make sure to check out their brand new sports drink, Body Armor Edge. SF has actually been drinking that. She's on right now, and she says she loves it. She also sent some pics out. And the Shirt Factory. If you live up in the upstate New York Glens Falls area, come over and visit us. Visit shirtfactorygf.com for all the details for the Spicy Meltdown Food Festival. I will hopefully try to be there. And we were going to have a table there, but Snacks isn't going to be able to go. So it was a little difficult to try to line that up. So I'm going to try to go and hopefully be able to do some Facebook Live feeds through the phone and talk to some of the vendors, take some pictures, give them some promos. And I can't forget Chase Sports Complex. Visit chasesportscomplex.com. Check out all their hours and what they have going on there. And you might be able to talk to Snacks because he runs the place. Lewis, where can they find you online?
They can find me online at Lewis Perry on Facebook. They can find me on the Angry Geek Show on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, but we really don't use the Twitter because Jamie and I both forget. You can find me every Monday night live with that Wonder Woman, Jamie Dolan, right here on Facebook, YouTube, and streaming right through StreamYard every Tuesday night. You can find me with ink-slinging Jack Purcell as I co-host the Faces and Heels Wrestling Podcast, and every Friday night with this cat, DW, on Today with DW. I'm going to go eat dinner. I'll see you guys next week.
Everybody, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next Tuesday.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.